There hath a question been of late among the youthful sort, what pastime is the pleasantest and what the sweetest sport? And it hath been adjudged as well by great and small, that of all pastimes none is like to up tails all. All bachelors will to this game, and married men likewise, yea, wives and maids and widows will use it all their lives. And old men that will have a go, although their game's but small, yet these old colts will have a bout at up tails all. It cannot be unwholesome, physicians do it use, and if that it were noisome, they would it then refuse. But if it hurt the body, then sure their skill is small, for why the best of these will play at up tails all. All ladies love the pastime, and do the pleasure crave, and if it were a base thing, then it they would not have. But yet the fairest women will soonest for it call, there is no one but that will play at up tails all. And if it were a costly thing, then beggars could not buy it, and if it were a loathsome thing, then gentiles would defy it. But oh, it is a sweet thing, and pleasing unto all, there is no one but that will play at up tails all. As I once came to Tottingham upon a market day, 'twas there I met with a bonny lass, a clothed all in grey. Her journey was to London with butter, milk and whey, to come down, 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 a down, a down. And so he spoke to this fair lass, sweetheart, you're well o'ertook. With that she cast her head aside and gave to him a look. Then presently this young pair both hands together shook, to come down, 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 a down, a down. And as they rode along the way together side by side, the maiden it so chanced her garter was untied, for fear that she should lose it. Look here, sweetheart, he cried, your garter's down, 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 a down, a down. Good sir, then quoth the maiden fair, I pray you take the pain to do a favor unto me, and take it up again. With a right good will the young man spoke, when I come to yonder plain, I will take you down, 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 a down, a down. And when they came unto the place upon the grass so green, the maid she held her legs so wide, the young man slipped between. Such tying of a garter you have but seldom seen, to come down, 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 a down, a down. And thus sweet Tib of Tottingham, she lost her maidenhead, but yet it is no matter, for it stood her in small stead. For it did often trouble her as she lay in her bed, to come down, 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 a down, a down. You maidens, wives, and widows, that now do hear my song, when young men proffer kindness, pray take it short or long, for there is no such comfort as lying with a man, to come down, 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 a down, a down. A young man lately in our town, he went to bed one night. He laid him down and soon he was troubled by a sprite. So vigorously the spirit stood, let him do what he can. Sure then he said it must be laid by woman, not by man. A handsome maid did undertake, and into bed did leap, and to allay the spirits powerful close to him did creep. She having such a guardian care her office to discharge, she opened wide her conjuring book and laid the leaves at large. Her office she did well perform within a little space. Then up she rose and down he lay, and durst not show his face. She took her leave and off she went when she had done the deed, and said, if chance to come again, then send for me with speed. Sometimes I am a glover, and can do passing well, sir, in dressing of a doeskin. I know I do excel, sir, but if by chance a flaw I find in dressing of the leather, I straightway whip my needle out and tack 'em close together. Sometimes I am a cobbler, and work with silly bones, sir. I make my leather fine and soft, I use a pair of stones, sir. My last for and my lasting sticks are fit for every size, sir. I know the length of lasses' feet by the handling of their thighs, sir. Sometimes I am a cook, and in Fleet Street I dwell, sir, at the sign of the Sugar Loaf, as it is known full well, sir. And if a dainty lass comes by and wants a dainty bit, sir, I take 4 quarters in my arms and put them on my spit, sir. Sometimes I am a tanner, sometimes among the rest, sir, yet I could never get a hair of any hide I dressed, sir, for I've been tanning of a hide for 7 years and more, sir, and yet it is as hairy still as e'er it was before, sir. Sometimes I am a tailor, and work with thread that's strong, sir. I have a fine great needle, about 2 handfuls long, sir. The finest sempster in this town that works by line or leisure may use my needle at a pinch and do themselves great pleasure. I have a tenement to let, I hope will please you all. And if you'd know the name of it, 'tis called Connie Hall. 'Tis seated in a pleasant vale beneath a rising hill. This tenement is to be let to whosoe'er I will. For years, for months, for weeks or days, I'll let this famous bower. Nay, rather than a tenant want, I'd let it for an hour. There's round about a pleasant grove to shade it from the sun, and underneath is well water that pleasantly doth run. The place is very dark by night, and so it is by day. But when you once are entered in, you cannot lose your way. And when you're in, go boldly on, as far as e'er you can. And if you reach to the housetop, you'll be where ne'er was man. Near famous Covent Garden, a dome there stands on high, where kings are represented and queens in metre die. The beaux and men of business diversions hither bring, to hear the wanton doxies prate and see them dance and sing, with a fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, with a fa-la-la-la-la. Here Phyllis is a darling, as she herself gives out, as tight a lass as ever did use a double clout. She's brisk and gay and cunning, and once a wedlock yoke. Her mother was before her as good as ever stroked, with a fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, with a fa-la-la-la-la. Young suitors she had many, from squire up to lord, and daily she refused them, for virtue was the word. A saint she would be thought, and dissembled all she could, but jolly rakes all knew she was of playhouse flesh and blood, and her fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, and her fa-la-la-la-la. Her mother, when encouraged with warm Geneva dose, still cried, "Take care, dear filly, to keep thy haunches close." This made her stand out stoutly, opposing all that come, and 20 demi-cannons still were mounted at her bum, and her fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, and her fa-la-la-la-la. The knight and country squire were shot with her disdain, the lawyer was outwitted, the hardy soldier slain. The bluff Tarpolian sailor in vain cried hard a port, she baffled all the sharks at sea as the country town and court, with her fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, and her fa-la-la-la-la. The god of love, grown angry that Phyllis seemed so shy, resolved her pride to humble and rout her pish and fie. He sent a slow-foot tailor who knew well how to stitch, and in a little time had found a button for her breech, and her fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, and her fa-la-la-la-la. Yet was it not so close, but 'tis known without all doubt, a little human figure has secretly dropped out, and though some petty scandal pursue this venial fact, her mother swears and does avow her honor is intact, and her fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, and her fa-la-la-la-la. There once a merchant was that had both ship and all, though he would sail across the seas, his cunning was but small. The fiddler and his wife, they being near at hand, would needs go sail along with him from Dover to Scotland. The fiddler's wife looked brisk, which made the merchant smile. He made a vow unto himself the fiddler to beguile. "Is this thy wife?" he asked. "She looks an honest spouse." "Ah, that she is," the fiddler said, "that ever lived in house." "Thy confidence is great," the merchant then did say. "If thou a wager dare to bet, I'll tell thee what I'll lay. My ship against your fiddle, and all my venture too, if your wife comes along with me, my cabin for to view. And if she stays an hour, thy true and constant wife, then shalt thou have my ship and be a merchant all thy life." The fiddler was content, he danced and leaped with glee, his fiddle twanged, for he was sure his wife would constant be. When they together were, the fiddler was in fear, so to the merchant's cabin crept and whispered to his dear, "Sweet Peggy, please hold out the space of 2 half hours, for if you hold the merchant off, his ship and goods are ours." "Dear Robin, I cannot, he hath me round the middle, and he is strong and lusty, so I fear you've lost your fiddle." "Oh, stay," the merchant said, "and thou shalt keep thy place, and thou shalt have thy fiddle too, thy wife shall bear the case." Now Robin, hearing that, contented did appear. His wife was pleased, the merchant eased, and he was in good cheer. His fiddle he had back, so he cared not a fig. Then Peggy to her husband said, "Kind Robin, play a jig." His fiddle he took up, and played both loud and shrill the Scottish jig and hornpipe too, and other tunes as well. Then fiddlers all beware, your wives are kind you see, and he that's for the fiddling trade should not a merchant be. A virgin's life who would be leaving, free from care and fond desire, ne'er deceived or e'er deceiving, loving none, yet all inspire. We sit at home and not the livelong day, a thousand harmless things we say, but not one word of wedlock's frightful news, for fear we chance to think what we must lose. Our souls are free from dire revenges, bosom's mischief never owns, our wits employed in making fringes and embroidering our gowns. If any lover comes to play the thief, our natural dear cunning gives relief. We sing and dance the tedious hours away, and when we've nothing else to do, we pray. Would you have a young virgin of 15 years, you must tickle her fancy with sweets and dears, ever toying and playing and sweetly, sweetly sing a love sonnet and charm her fears. Wittily, prettily talk her down, chase her and praise her if fair or brown, soothe her and smooth her and tease her and please her and touch but her smicket and all's your own. Do you fancy a widow well known, and a man with a front of assurance come boldly on? Let her rest not an hour, but briskly, briskly put her in mind how her time steals on. Rattle and prattle although she frown, rouse her and touse her from morn till noon. Show her some hour you're able to grapple, then get but her writings and all's your own. Do you fancy a lass of a humour free, that's kept by a fumbler of quality? You must rail at her, keep her, and tell her pleasure's best charm is variety. Swear her more fairer than all the town, try her and ply her when Collie's gone. Dog her and jog her and meet her and treat her and kiss with 2 guineas and all's your own. The old wife she sent to the miller her daughter to grind a grist quickly and so return back. The miller so worked it that in 8 months after her belly was filled as well as her sack. The miller so pleased her that when she come home she gaped like a stuck pig and stared like a mome. She hoyed and she scampered, she hollered and hooked, and all the day long this was her song. Was ever a maiden so Larry compooped? Oh Nelly, cried Celie, thy clothes are so mealy, both backside and belly are rumpled all o'er. You mope now and slabber, why what a pox ails you? I'll go to the miller and know you the more. She went went, and the miller did grinding supply. She came cutting capers a foot and half high. She waddled, she straddled, and hollered and whooped, and all the day long this was her song. Was ever a maiden so Larry kapoot? Then Mary, mild Mary, a third of the number, would fain know the cause, they so jigged it about. The miller her wishes long would not encumber, but in the old manor the secret found out. Thus Sally and Nellie and Mary the mild were all about harvest time heavy with child. They danced in the hay and they hollered and whooped, and all the day long this was their song. Wherever three sisters so Larry kapoot. And when they were big they did stare at each other, and crying, "Oh sisters, what shall we now do? For all our young bantlings we have but one father, and they in month time will all come to town too. Oh, why did we run in such haste to the mill, to Robin who always the toll dish would fill? He bumped up our bellies, then hollered and whooped, and all the day long this was their song. Wherever three sisters so Larry kapoot. Nothing than Chloe ere I knew, by nature more befriended. Celia's less beautiful, 'tis true, but by more hearts attended. No nymph alive with so much art receives her shepherd's firing, nor does such cordial drops impart to love when just expiring. Why thus, ye gods, who cause our smart, do you love's gifts dissever? Or why those happy talents part, which should be joined forever? For once perform an act of grace, implored with such devotion, and give my Celia Chloe's face, or Chloe Celia's motion. I'll sing you a song of a maiden that's pretty, a lady so frolic and gay. It tickles my fancy to tune her sweet ditty, for love was all her play. For love, for love, for love, for love, for love was all her play. She's witty and pretty and tunes like a fiddle, a lady so frolic and gay. She begins at both ends and she ends in the middle, for love was all her play. For love, for love, for love, for love, for love was all her play. She hugs and she kisses without a word speaking, a lady so frolic and gay. She falls on her back without flinching and squeaking, for love was all her play. For love, for love, for love, for love, for love was all her play. She's laden with graces of virtue and humor, a lady so frolic and gay. Twixt a fair pair of sheets with warm love upon her, for love was all her play. For love, for love, for love, for love, for love was all her play. A tender young maid had been courted by many of all sorts and trades as ever was any. A spruce haberdasher first spake to her fair, said she, I'll have nothing to do with small ware. My thing is my own and I'll keep it so still, yet all the young lasses may do what they will. A sweet-scented courtier did give her a kiss, and promised her mountains if she would be his. But she'd not believe him, said she, it is true. Some courtiers do promise more than they can do. My thing is my own, and I'll keep it so still, yet all the young lasses may do what they will. A master of music came with an intent to give her a lesson on his instrument. She thanked him for nothing, but bid him be gone. Said she, my small fiddle shall not be played on. My thing is my own, and I'll keep it so still, yet all the young lasses may do as they will. A sly money lender then came with his cash, but she had no mind to come under his lash. He proffered her jewels and great store of gold. Said she, I'll not mortgage my little freehold. My thing is my own, and I'll keep it so still, yet all the young lasses may do as they will. A fine dapper tailor with yard in his hand did proffer his service to be at command. He talked of a slit that she had above knee. Said she, I'll have no tailor stitch it for me. My thing is my own, and I'll keep it so still, yet all the young lasses may do as they will. Now here I could mention 100 or more, besides all the gamesters recited before, that made their addresses in hopes of a snap. Said she, though I'm young, I do understand trap. My thing is my own, and I'll keep it so still, yet all the young lasses may do as they will. A peddler proud, as I heard tell, he came into a town with certain wares he had to sell, which he cried up and down. And also he had many a prettier thing. I have of your fine perfume gloves made of the best doe skin, such as young men do give their loves when they their favor win. And besides, he had many a prettier thing. I have of your fine necklaces as e'er you did behold, and of your silk handkerchiefs that are laced round with gold. Besides, he had many a prettier thing. Good sir, said one, and smiling sat, your measure it does pinch. Beside, you measure at that rate, it wants about an inch. And then he showed her a prettier thing. The lady was pleased with what she'd seen, and vowed and did protest, unless 'tid showed her once again, she ne'er should be at rest. With that he showed her his prettier thing. With that the peddler he did huff, and said his measure was good, and that if she pleased to try his stuff, she'd take it whilst it stood. And then he gave her a prettier thing. Good lad, said she, when you come back, pray bring lots of your ware. And for new customers do not sing, for I'll take all and to spare. And with that she hugged his prettier thing. Phyllis at first seemed much afraid, yet when I kissed she soon repaid. Could you but see, could you but see what I did more, you'd envy me. We then so sweetly were employed, the height of pleasure we enjoyed. Could you but see, could you but see, you'd say so too if you saw me. She was so charming, kind and free, none ever could more happy be. Could you but see, could you but see where I was then, you'd wish to be. All the delights we did express, yet craving more still to possess. Could you but see, could you but see, you'd curse and say, why wast not me? Ladies, if how to love you'd know, she can inform what we did do. But could you see, but could you see, you'd cry aloud, the next is me. There was a lass in Cumberland, a bonny lass of high degree. There was a lass, her name was Nell, the blithest lass that e'er you see. To bed to me, to bed to me, the lass that comes to bed to me. Blithe and bonny may she be, the lass that comes to bed to me. Her cherry cheeks and ruby lips doth with the damask rose agree, with other parts which I'll not name, which are so pleasing unto me. To bed to me, to bed to me, the lass that comes to bed to me. Blithe and bonny may she be, the lass that comes to bed to me. When I embrace her in my arms, she takes it kind and courteously, and hath such pretty winning charms, the likes of which you ne'er did see. To bed to me, to bed to me, the lass that comes to bed to me. Blithe and bonny may she be, the lass that comes to bed to me. There's not a lass in Cumberland to be compared to smiling Nell. She hath so soft and white a hand, and something more that I'll not tell. To bed to me, to bed to me, the lass that comes to bed to me. Blithe and bonny may she be, the lass that comes to bed to me. Up to my chamber I her got, there I did treat her courteously. I told her I thought 'twas her lot to stay all night and lie with me. To bed to me, to bed to me, the lass that comes to bed to me. Blithe and bonny may she be, the lass that comes to bed to me. The pretty rogue could not say nay, but by consent we did agree that she for fancy there should stay and come at night to bed to me, to bed to me, to bed to me, the lass that comes to bed to me. Blithe and bonny may she be, the lass that comes to bed to me. She made the bed both broad and wide, and with her hand she smoothed it down. She kissed me thrice and smiling said, "My love, I fear thou'lt sleep too soon. To bed to me, to bed to me, the lass that comes to bed to me. Blithe and bonny may she be, the lass that comes to bed to me." To my bed I hastened straight, and presently she followed me. It was in vain to make her wait, a bargain must a bargain be. To bed to me, to bed to me, the lass that comes to bed to me. Blithe and bonny may she be, the lass that comes to bed to me. Then I embraced this lovely lass and stroked her oh so bonnily, but for the rest we'll let it pass. She afterwards sung lullaby. To bed to me, to bed to me, the lass that comes to bed to me. Blithe and bonny may she be, the lass that comes to bed to me.